Welcome to the pulse of the city, where shadows and light shape our reality, where streets hum with stories untold yet alive, and through the cracks we learn to thrive. In the rhythm of hustle, the poetry of pain, we find our truth through loss and gain. This is the space where growth takes its stand, exposing the good, the bad. This is our land. Airyqtip TV, with every beat and word, strives to make an impact, to be felt and heard. A voice for the city, for change that we seek, to uplift, inspire, empower the weak. Hosted by Thabo Mawela, we walk through it all. The rise, the fall, how the city calls. So listen close, let the episodes flow. For in this city's heart, there's much to know.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. So today, we're shooting the first episode of my podcast on Airyqtip. Shout out to Sipo for putting me on. The name of my podcast is Big Talk with STAWELA, your favorite fair boy in Klerksdorp. You know what time it is. So my first guest, the one and only Klerksdorp's own GCWABABA, MADALA. MADALA will introduce himself. It's actually funny. I've known MADALA for more than 15 years, but I don't know his name. It's very difficult to mostrate.
TV number plate.
You TV plate. Please introduce yourself.
Sure. Number plate. It's funny, a lot of people actually don't know that. A lot of people actually don't know that. Yeah, in the streets, QTip, MADALA. Yeah, I'm all of that. But Klerksdorp homie, Obama, aka Mexico.
The
I should come
craziest spot in Alabama.
I should come through to my hood.
Yeah,
man.
I don't like going to Alabama. I don't just acting kind of different. Go
Ain't nothing like that. Ain't nothing. My hood is pretty chilled, dog.
Yeah, mine is getting chilled. You know, like I want to ask you about that. And that you're growing up in Alabama as a black boy.
Yeah.
Because when we were in primary and high school, there was always this thing that black people under welcome Obama.
That's true.
And then the colored guys always hated the fact that Mautiba Jola girls in Alabama.
That's true.
You always hear stories of Obama. I was running. So when as a black boy growing up in Alabama, how was that, man? Well, let's start with your education from you schooled
KPS. Yeah, I think I started my school life in Qwaqwa. So I'm originally from Qwaqwa. 1997.
Yeah.
Grade 1.
Yeah.
1997, my pops moved to Klerksdorp.
Okay.
Right? And when he moved to Klerksdorp, he got an establishment this side. Club 525 ko Jobeti.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, Pops ran Club 525.
That's
So when we
dope.
rocked up, but Klerksdorp, re ne re tla re shapile rao. O time na tsomo chakelang time alona la lo bona dintsha. It's a trap. Permanent residence, baba. Permanent residence.
From vacation to residence.
We never went back, dog. We never went back. So my older brother and I got to Matlera, Shapile Raundo, and then I blow. How I got to KPS is that Pop started looking for a school for us. Started looking, and that's why we started KPS late. I think about 2 weeks to get the city boots.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think the decision to stay was taken very late.
And what grade were you in at this point?
Yeah, when I got to KPS, I started grade 2.
Grade 2?
Yeah, 1998.
Yeah, you're in grade 2. So right now, you are in kindergarten, go Qwaqwa.
Yeah, kindergarten, go Qwaqwa.
KPS is a predominantly English school.
English
so
school.
How was the English? Your English?
No, the English was dope because I started in an English medium school.
Oh, that's
cool. From grade naught or grade R, grade 1.
Yeah.
So it was a very easy transition.
Or for you?
Yeah, it was a very easy transition.
All right, and then from KPS?
From KPS, 2003, grade 7, left. 2004 started Gomilna.
Yeah.
2004 rocked up Gomilna High School. Scared as shit. I done heard about that school, man. I knew the reputation, Scared as shit. But Milner was a very smooth ride. I think especially because of my older brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put you under his wings.
No, I think apart from that, it's the resemblance.
Yeah.
Yeah. People. My seniors looked at me and they were like, "We're not leading MADALA."
Sure.
And I thought, "Man, la go chayetso wa rapper."
So wait, your nickname, you got it from...
I got it from that.
Yeah?
That's where I got my nickname.
From your big brother?
Yeah. So when he went to matric, the niggas that had failed and stayed go grade 11. When he left after 2004, 2005 came in, they were in matric.
Yeah.
So I remember the first day of 2005, they were like, MADALA, no.
So it's stuck.
Yeah, because every time we see you, we see your older brother, dog. Y'all look alike, y'all like twins. You know, the MADALA name stuck, and the MADALA name actually stuck as more of a rap name.
Yeah.
Because everybody knew me as a rapper. From the first week I got to Milne, everybody already knew me as a rapper.
Because then when I knew about you, I heard about your bars.
Dog.
You know, and this was the time after 8 Mile just dropped.
Yeah, right.
The whole crazy thing in Klerksdorp, freestyle schools, the council, freestyles at the library.
Yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned that. I was about to say, right? My reputation.
Yeah.
So I rocked up that very the second day, I got into a battle.
Oh yeah.
Got into a battle, I lost badly. I lost badly, bruh.
But
I don't know.
you homework, right?
And that was the problem. I came with a script.
Yeah,
So I'm trying to battle this nigga with a script.
And he's freestyling.
Hey, man, I lost badly.
Yeah, but you came back, redeemed yourself.
I came back and I redeemed myself.
Yeah.
Man, after my older brother left and I became MADALA, I was strong.
Yeah.
I was
So you
strong.
carried on the family name.
I mean, you know, it was so dope being recognized by the illest, especially because as far as I can remember, we had the illest rappers in the city then, as far as high school was concerned, you know.
True.
And I remember that the illest rapper was Rocks the Illest. Yeah, it was Rocks the Illest. And yeah, I've been recognized by G's like that.
Yeah.
I was strong. Like I had to pick up my socks.
Back then, when it comes to hip hop in Klerksdorp, I remember Milner was at the top of the list.
Yes.
But we also had cats from educators.
Yes.
And tech. I remember this one kid I went to primary school with.
Yeah.
Zuki.
Sure.
Poloko.
Sure.
Zuki.
Sure.
Because we were in Western Ridge with him. We went to Milner, he went to educators.
Yeah.
So he had beef with us because we had new friends and it looked like we done left
Ditched
him.
him, yeah.
This boy then came up with the diss beat because you remember Bo Stakey and Bo Ayanda had that.
Yeah, and the book reference. Yeah.
So Zuki one time, what freestyle when I go packing that this cat. He's like, Emile, fuck Milner. He done fucking talked.
He remixed Ayanda's beat.
Bro, he remixed it and he was dissing Milner Cats. He was one MC against like 5 MCs and he held it down.
And he's always been strong. I mean, the OG rappers thought Van Dag hold him way up. Way up.
Yeah.
I think Jorge, as creatives and as intellects, right? Life just knocks us the most. Because
it's hard to pick the creativity.
Yeah, it's very hard because we are overthinkers.
So
when the wave of depression actually hit, it hit us the most. You know, the creatives, the intellects, the overthinkers.
And most MCs
was
be
bad.
introverts.
Yeah, exactly.
People don't know this. People see an MC, they think, and they don't know how hard it is for a person who's creative to actually speak to another person because you feel that...
I'm a heavy intellect. I'm a heavy introvert, I mean.
And it does not even suit your persona.
Right? And this is how I always explain it. When I'm home, when I'm within my bounds,
Sure.
as soon as I walk out that gate, then the extroverted me comes out. You understand? So, and I love being amongst people. You know, I mean, there's so many people that know me that I don't know, but they come up to me and be like, "Yo, MADALA," and I be greeting niggas like I know that.
Yeah.
You know, and after they leave, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know that
Yeah.
nigga, man.
And
I don't
that
know that
helps with
nigga.
how people in the city are comfortable towards you.
Exactly.
Because when you meet somebody for the first time and you're happy that they know who you are, you don't go superstar on them.
No,
You know.
I'm a very welcoming person, and what I hate the most is having to ask you, "Chakana panama?"
Yeah.
I get bad
That's a Klerksdorp thing.
I hate that shit. I'd rather continue with you as if I know you, because conversations are always natural, man. I'm a very indulging person, you know. I'll indulge you in a conversation even if I don't know you, especially if you upfront bring it to me or what.
Yeah.
I'll hold a conversation down with you.
That's dope, man.
But when I'm in the house, when I'm in my bounce,
Sure.
I hate unexpected guests.
Yeah.
Fucking hate that shit.
You just rock out.
Yeah, no, then that never face pulls up. That mean mug pulls up, because I hate niggas that just pull up, you know?
Yeah,
Or when we
that's a good
outside,
guy.
yeah, no. When I'm home, I'm home. I
And
don't want
relate
people in my
to that
space.
Because one time my pops was like, Emana, because my father came up paid.
Sure.
So he's like, Emana, you man STAWELA. And I was shocked, like, I'm like, yeah? He's like, yeah, man, I'm in town doing my things. Somebody says Mr. Mawela, and then somebody random is like, oh, that was STAWELA. So he was also shocked, like, and he was like, hey, this name of ours, bruh. People keep renaming it.
Yeah. I mean, I call you Wells.
You know what I mean?
Full time. Call you Wells,
You
dog.
know what I mean? And there's a lot of people that growing up they thought Mawela
It's your actual
is my
name.
actual name. And it's funny, even my mom's knows this. I don't like my name. I don't
Your
like
name?
my- Yeah, Thabo.
Wells.
I don't
Man,
like
kana
it.
Thabo. That's cool, dog. That's
The
cool.
thing is, when you say get Thabo, people always have this persona Thabo. You go get into
Yeah,
trouble.
yeah.
And it's messed up that I am naughty. So I try to put Kina Mawela or STAWELA so
Sure.
that how you meet me is how you gonna remember me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's true. And that's true. But Thabo babangati.
Yeah.
Bostawela level Wells.
Very few. Because one of the reasons why I don't like my name, to be honest, is the fact that before we moved to Klerksdorp,
Sure.
there was like 5 Thabos in my street. You
Exactly.
know, there was a teaser. Now they call me Untizolo. There was a touch.
Like I said,
You
Untisa
know,
go fair,
because
like,
those
hey.
were teasers, you know what I mean? So when the nickname came up, I mean, I loved it and I ran with it. But this podcast, you're gonna be talking about you, Madala. You know what I mean? What is it that you're doing?
Yeah.
And how you feel about the state of Klerksdorp?
Yeah.
You know, because as a Klerksdorp guy, grew up in Klerksdorp. You know, the city has hit a 360.
Hey,
you know, you go to the
man.
CBD, edge of CBD is decaying.
Yeah.
Right, left, and center, you got shops to let.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so I want to ask you, as out here Klerksdorp, who, in a lot of times, you're out of the city pushing your own hustle, you know, like you be in Josie, Pretoria, stuff like
Yeah.
that, and you see how the metropolitans are growing, and then you come back to decay in Klerksdorp, and on this side, you know the potential of the city.
Yeah.
You know the talent the city has, you know, and then obviously we have to speak on corruption of the city.
Yeah.
Because that's the biggest problem of the city decaying. I just want to hear from your point of view as a Klerksdorp cat, see what's happening in Klerksdorp, you know?
You know, I remember back in 2012, right? When we were a whole lot of Klerksdorp niggas and artists based in Klerksdorp, and we were all in one block, right? And when you mention Klerksdorp, people don't know it from a bar. So, like, how do you get there? Like,
Yeah.
I want to fit off at a potch.
Yeah.
I potch it I first time.
Sure.
Now, Clarktown is known for its darkness.
Yeah.
One first time.
True.
All those people that never knew Klerksdorp know Klerksdorp now, and it's always trending for the wrong things.
I'll keep saying you'll never see Klerksdorp in the news for good news.
And it's funny, we were having this conversation earlier when I was saying to you, Jorge, I'd even get calls from people that are not even in Klerksdorp,
Yeah.
sometimes not from Klerksdorp,
Yeah.
calling me and telling me, Wachisa kokasiya hao,
Sure.
don't stay where you are, don't even go home.
Sure.
Don't even go home. And I'd be like, man, I know, But that's my city though.
That's where you grew
Yeah,
up.
if I need to go home, I'm going home.
And it's
dog.
crazy for me and you in our age group, the people that are making Klerksdorp dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. We know these kids from when they were in high school, primary, some of them.
Yeah.
Now, because I remember a few years back when I go SS, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm chilling, speaking with one homie, you know, and we were in Milner together. And then when I go to the other side, I bump into another guy I was in lab school Lahore with.
Yeah.
This guy is like, hey, enemy. I'm like, what do you mean enemy? He's like, yo,
Yeah.
because he's in that gang, this guy is in that gang. So I told him like, yo, dog, beef talo na ketalo.
Ketalo, nah, 'cause got nothing to do with us.
After about my 15 years, you know, I'm happy to see you, your growth. I don't know what you're doing, but you're telling me that man not get enemy, and I'm like, yo, take it alone, because I'm just happy to see y'all.
And I hate that shit because I'm a people's person.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, even when we were still very heavy and very strong in the hip hop game, Mamadla, right? I remember in my hood, hip hop battles were really real.
Yeah.
Like niggas would battle and then somebody would get stabbed at the end of that shit. That's how that battle would end. Somebody would get stabbed, or you know, yeah, like some real shit would go on, you know. And I've always said to Majita,
Sure.
I've never picked a side, even when, and I'll make a practical example. Hypothetically, the ONDE has a problem with noxious entertainment
Sure.
or something like that. You
Yeah,
understand?
yeah.
I was never part of anything like that because I was allowed at every camp.
Yeah.
On first time.
Yeah.
And a lot of the
In
time,
Switzerland.
and a lot of the time I
Yeah.
was the mediator.
Sure.
You know, I was the
Sure.
one who would be solving these problems. But Majita, that it's not like it's bringing in money. It's not like we're making money
Yeah.
from the shit that's going on.
not.
What's it about?
Sure.
And when you actually hear the story, it's childish, bruh.
Beef
And-
over something stupid.
exactly. And the niggas that are actually beefing, they didn't even start the beef.
Sure. By Jara.
By Jara. Somebody else started that shit in their name.
Sure.
And then I see about company to even talk about it or to even shove each other around.
Sure.
None of that, bro.
None.
So for me, the streets of Clarktown, right? Sharp. I know a lot of street niggas.
Yeah.
Maragona koke welante. On first time, I walk into taste and I greet everybody.
Sure.
On
Sure.
first time, and I'm so happy how niggas know that.
Yeah.
Madala cool, man. Madala ain't about.
That's one of the
Yeah,
safest
you
things
know.
can do in the city.
Madala cool. Madala's always been chilled, always been humble. So whatever we got going on has got nothing to do with him. You know,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, because
love
even
that.
now, like when you walk during the day in Klerksdorp, in
Yeah.
town, like you see a lot of hustlers
Yeah,
and
Familiar
when they-
faces.
Familiar faces,
Yeah.
people you know, and it's messed up. You see them doing their hustling. You just walk by or you look at it. Maybe it's bystander defect, or bystander effect. Like we forced to do that in Klerksdorp, you know, because of the lack of employment in the city. Because
That's
that's
true.
another huge problem.
That's
You
true.
know, a lot of people that went to good universities, good
Yeah.
colleges. People came back with degrees and diplomas, but they're out in the streets
in the
thugging.
streets, man.
They're out in the streets thugging.
And that's one thing about my neighborhood, right? Drugs is crazy in my neighborhood, bro.
Yeah, but now I think it has boiled out of the townships.
Yeah.
because
Oh, the
suburbs
burbs
are
is crazy, and the northern burbs, bro.
Oh, yeah.
The northern burbs is
Yeah,
crazy.
that's how we-
You know,
Yeah.
and this is my take. This is my perspective of it. The unemployment. I mean, you know, when niggas got jobs, niggas is clean,
Yeah.
squeaky,
Yeah.
like you won't believe.
Yeah.
And then when niggas is waking up to, you know, the dust and the
To be so quiet.
you know, like next.
Yeah.
That's when you see the drugs. That's when niggas now you be sleeping, but niggas is in your yard and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
picking up whatever they can
Yeah.
pick up.
Yeah.
You understand? Niggas is breaking into your house because on first time. And as much as because we don't do drugs, so we judge.
That's true.
So we judge.
That's true.
And as much as
Especially if you don't do drugs, ubona muthu athwele drugs, you feel you better off than that person doing drugs.
Obanibane was on that tip. I remember when the depression wave hit me.
Yeah.
Right. It was 2015. Can I get Blomako? And I got Tlajeng ko 7 in Nash.
Sure.
I got evicted ko Pochi.
R.I.P.
Yeah, RIP
Yes.
dog. We took the studio. That money he moved to a homie's house ko 7 and he's like, yo man. Mo 7 he free rainy swagala. Because we were both seeing flames, proper flames. Proper flames. And when that depression wave hit, it was like an out of body experience because I didn't understand why niggas were so heavy on drugs and especially on Fostan.
Cat and coke.
And I remember one day I was standing with the homies and we're standing outside and I looked at them and right at that moment I realized it. Why niggas were so heavy on drugs. Depression.
And
niggas was depressed.
We're going off topic, but excuse us, it's the flow of the conversation.
It's the flow of the conversation, yeah.
So, we just received some sad news. One boy we know got a depression, committed suicide on Monday.
Hey, man.
You know, and I won't say his name or his family name because we know them, you know. And this is a young cat.
It's a young cat, dog. I saw him.
Yeah, handsome boy, 24 years old. Yeah, did it 2000, you know. And when we found out, I was so shocked because this kid's persona, you know, like how I know him via some boy that lives in my street, you know. So when he used to visit and I used to bump into them and we'd have conversations and I would see them driving around doing their own thing, like nobody would channel like this suicide.
No,
you can't
dog.
say Mutonga
No.
people are, you know, it's
No.
always the people that
You least expect, yeah.
You know, so yeah, like we were shocked, man. And when we talk about depression in the city, it goes beyond unemployment.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
there's one thing that I've realized. I don't know how to say this without being racist or something, but it feels like our community, black people,
Yeah.
especially the black men, hey, bruh, we don't know how to talk about our programs.
No, definitely.
You know? But can you just take a minute and shout out to our host, host for the most, Anna Beck.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So, in the city, you'd find cats that you think they're well off, you know, but you don't know what home is going through. Because when as black people, what's the saying? Munna halle.
Yeah.
Munna, we talk most people, how do you say it? So, in terms of when you say you went through that depression, how did you get yourself out of it? Not even say out of it because you never leave depression.
You don't.
How did you manage it, handle it, or use it to your advantage?
You know, number one, I'm so happy and so fortunate that I was never suicidal. But it was a very deep, dark place. From when it began to when I wouldn't say ended, but I'd say subsided.
Subsided,
you know, and subsided immensely. You know, and Wells, I don't believe we're going off topic because everything all boils down to that unemployment that we're talking. The reason why niggas is in the streets on first time, the reason why niggas is on drugs on first time, and how I conquered it, and it took me a very long time. It took me years because you go through this, and then when you just about to defeat it, when you're just about to defeat it, something else comes up. You right back in, and you right back in deeper. You understand? And just as you're about to cross that line, something else comes up. It's a wheel that never stops spinning.
Because as black people, like as you say, are next. So this means even your next of kins. You know, you like in other let's not go to other cultures and whatnot, but then us as black people, we find that we're unemployed. Cousin are unemployed. Your sister is unemployed.
Your homies are
unemployed. You got your uncle, the garden boy. Your aunt is working at the kitchens. They really can't help because they are literally working from salary to mouth.
Hand to mouth.
You know, you don't have time to save, especially now it's worse. Like, Bruh, you can wake up, got 300 rand.
Yeah.
You go to sleep, you got nothing.
You got nothing.
Because you are spending transport, petrol, or you are buying this, buying that, you know, and then tomorrow again it's another hustle. Start from north of here.
Yeah. And I think you're only dying in Kabata Lena for me to, you know, keep going deeper into that dark world. In there's absolutely no progress no matter how hard you try.
Yeah.
No matter how hard you try. So
I want to ask, like, do you think there's something that the council can do about it? Even though we know, like, right now it's 2024, the city of Matlosana has been on the most corrupt municipalities for the past 10 years.
yeah.
You know, like, right now Klerksdorp is supposed to be the first metropolitan in Northwest. But that money, by 10 years ago, because there was supposed to be a whole bus system, a cargo airport and all that, because people were really excited after World Cup, you know, because there was these talks of Klerksdorp people whole and then corruption hit. So do you think the people go counseling, can they change, or do we need them to change in order for change to happen?
I've personally never been one to rely on the council or the government, but I think
personal.
I've never, because I remember there was a time when, you know, that was the highest complaint. Government and I've never been that person. But also acknowledging yes, there is something that they can do to help alleviate the situation, because I'll make the most practical example I can make is funding. Right? Funding. So a lot of us that have really great ideas, but now, you know, as it goes,
to take those ideas too.
Because as it goes today, you know, you gotta know somebody to know somebody to get something. You understand?
And that is it. You gotta have a brown paper bag.
You gotta have a brown paper bag. That time, Hona next.
All you got is your idea.
Hona next. And then now you're going to hustle that brown paper bag, but it doesn't guarantee totola.
Sure.
So there is something that they can do. I just don't know what it is. But what I do know is that, you know, if they could fund us to host these festivals, you know, I mean, as a creative, if they could fund an initiative like Toady Mac backstage lectures, for example, that will educate artists on the entertainment business and how things actually run, I think it would make for more business owners.
Sure.
You understand?
Sure. Because now kids, when they think entertainment, they want to be in front of the camera.
Exactly.
They don't know there's so much money is behind the camera.
So much to be done behind the camera. You know, and I know that personally now because I've been in front of the camera. You know, I've been in front of the mic. Now I'm behind everything.
Sure.
Dog, I don't even have pictures. Recent pictures, no. I ain't got those pictures. You know, I ain't got those pictures to prove that point. You understand? Because once
the ghost.
Once you get behind the camera and actually realize with the pot of gold there, dog, it's very tough coming back in front of it. You understand?
So you want to basically come back as the owner of whatever it is you're gonna be pushing.
I want to come back as the guy who actually comes and picks these niggas up. That's the guy that I want to come back as, and that is why I'm going into every door that I can open. Every door that I can open behind the scenes.
Also, planning on doing some business studies in terms of how the contracts are set up to benefit the artists.
To be honest, I'm already there. I'm already there.
Because you personally, you know a lot of artists that were cheated via the contract.
Exactly.
Because Motiba Kaiwe advanced and they thought this is it.
And then now, working behind the scenes, I work with a lot of industry experts. But they know what it is. You understand? So I'm the sponge that's absorbing from them. You understand? And my dream has always been to accumulate as much as I can, come back and feed my people.
Yeah, because let's speak of Northwest as a whole. You know, Northwest as a whole when it comes to, because you're in the entertainment industry, right? So Northwest as a whole has shitload of talent. You know, and our check ever since freedom, democracy, 94. Mafeking, you know, Mafeking was the hub for Northwest talent via Bob TV.
Yeah.
You know, now all those studios is SABC studios, and they're not really pushing Northwest culture, because even WHP and Casper said it.
Yeah.
If you wanna make it, you gotta go to Josie, you gotta go to Pitori.
Exactly. Because a lot of Northwest initiatives that are supposed to be meant for Northwest people benefit Gauteng people.
Yeah, true. Because they're the hosts and the...
A lot of big festivals. When I'm now working behind the scenes, I work a lot of festivals, a lot of big events. And what I see there is horrible, because you know, even the Northwest legends are not benefiting from that.
They're just getting a paycheck.
Dog, the paycheck is even lousy, to be honest.
Because every time you're calculating what it took for you to get there,
yeah,
you're gonna set up accommodation for yourself, and then when you get the paycheck, it's not even half of what you already spent.
Man,
you just breaking even.
My OGs are being treated in their own province like second-hand citizens, like they are invaders, or you know,
where they grew up.
Yeah,
and they get much love out of Northwest.
And then you find the Josie cats.
Yeah,
hotel bookings.
Yeah,
VIP security with the big guns. You know,
and this can be either independent events and government hosted events. People from Joburg, artists,
they're the kings, they're the priority.
Yeah,
you understand?
Sure.
It's sad, dog.
It's sad.
It's sad. But because you're a hustler, because you're hustling, you don't complain. You take what you can get and you move on. You understand? It's complaining and never helped nobody.
How can
you understand? Yeah, and a lot of these cats that we're talking about are very big cats. Very big cats.
Huge in the industry.
So complaining never helped anything.
And it's funny when you say that, because these guys, you would hardly hear, let's make an example, Morafe.
Yeah.
You would hardly hear of Morafe shutting down Itose.
Exactly.
Or Morafe shutting down Lodorong Start. You know, you'll never hear that, but you catch them go Cottonmouth Festival.
Yeah, Morafe just shut down Delicious Festival.
You know that?
You know?
Yeah, it's crazy that...
Like what?
Klerksdorp, because Klerksdorp, you're now out of all the cities and towns in Northwest. You know, we are a mining city.
Yeah.
We are agricultural city. But majority of Klerksdorp money comes from commerce.
Yeah.
You know, other businesses, accounting, law firms, you know, business owners. So it's kind of messed up that you get people who have money in Klerksdorp but are not putting money back into Klerksdorp growth.
They go out there and go put it elsewhere.
Yeah. That's for them to make more money per se.
Exactly.
But I mean, if you can get somebody that's really willing to invest in the, like maybe we say we have a Klerksdorp musical festival, I say yeah. I think within 5 years we would be competing Lebo Cottonmouth, Lebo Delicious.
Dog, that is something that I'm working on, you know, and
that's nice.
And my concept is way different from everything that has been done, because I have the privilege of getting into the bedroom studios. You know, I have the privilege of knowing who's potentially next.
Sure.
I have these conversations with these cats because a lot of them now want me to manage them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But they don't realize that it's a very, very, very expensive trade.
Yeah.
It's a very expensive thing to do. I mean, being an independent, unsigned artist is very expensive on its own.
Sure.
But I have the privilege of meeting all these cats. I have the privilege of hearing the music and knowing who they're working with, who they're amalgamating with, what deals they're about to sign. You know, for me to actually know, okay, if I actually put together a festival that is Klerksdorp headed. I mean, everybody else coming from the Joburg side will be supporting us.
Sure.
We are not headlining them.
Sure.
No, they'll be supporting us. You understand? Because now we have MDB.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
One
the
of the
hardest product to come out of
man.
You know, and I love the fact that he keeps representing Klerksdorp.
He's now international award nominee.
Yeah.
Right?
BET.
Yeah. And then you have Ayanda G.
Yeah.
She's now also an award nominee right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have Basitsana. She just took an award with DJ Zintle
Sure.
at one of the awards.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
So doesn't that call for a festival?
Calls.
You know,
And if there's the headliners and we get upcoming artists,
Yeah.
that would be nice.
I mean, let's talk about Morafe. Morafe actually recorded Maruapula here.
In Klerksdorp,
Was reported in
people don't know this.
And that is why part of their 20 years celebration, they want to do something here.
In Klerksdorp.
Because Maruapula started here.
Yeah.
This is where that was
Yeah.
recorded. You
A lot of
understand?
people don't even know.
A lot of people don't know that, bruh.
History at Klerksdorp in Motswako.
Yeah.
Because they don't even know, like, we personally know the people who are sitting down and dubbed Motswako.
Yeah.
Okay, yo, what we doing, maybe some Motswako. A lot of people don't know the roots of Klerksdorp when it comes to music wa Motswako. You know,
The Motswako heavyweights will actually tell you, hore, hantle, 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 hantle. Motswako o qadile mo Klerksdorp.
sure.
And ha ba bua ka Klerksdorp, ba bua ka deep law.
Yeah.
A tla o tjhaela gore Motswako
law.
sharp.
Deep law.
Startile ko deep law.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I have the history. I did work for the South African Hip Hop Museum a few years ago, and I was doing research and writing on Dr. KK, Hip Hop Dr. KK, right?
Yeah.
So I got to interview the OGs, you know, the OGs, the street niggas, you know, anybody affiliated to hip hop within the city, and especially from Weza. So I understand the history and how rich it actually is, but how underrated it is.
Because now you check, Motswako is the industry cannot go 3 years without a new Motswako cat coming
Exactly.
out. You know,
Exactly.
because Motswako is representing the Tswana people of MCs within the country. So, and it's really sad that Klerksdorp, Northwest don't really have a lot of artists. They are out
Like
there.
this, as how Amapiano does.
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
piano tla go bolella hore, there's an artist that there's a new piano artist every day or every week. You understand? And that could be Clarktown because we know for a fact that. Bye-bye. And that's why I have the privilege of always knowing what's next and who's next. You know, because from the ground level, you know, because I get into these studios, I have these conversations. Niggas seek a lot of advice from me, you know, the legal advice, contractual advice, overall entertainment advice. You understand? Because and those are the doors that I was talking about. You know, I enter any door that I'm able to open, I'm in. And when I get into that door, I sit there and I shut up.
You observe. You observe and you absorb.
Exactly. And that is how I came to know a lot of what I know, and that is why I think right now, and not to blow my own horn.
Not to boast.
No, not at all. But in the city, in terms of entertainment, I'm one of the biggest advisors. I can't tell you how many calls I get on a regular. You know,
Somebody help me out.
yeah, even administration. You know, I still be getting calls from MDB, for example. You know, yo man, I need this and this and this and this, and you know, somebody told me that you can get that done. You know, 1 week I'm done.
Sure.
Now he's bringing in more clients. Like, I got a
Sure.
dude in Clarktown.
Sure.
Man. You want
Sure.
advice? Call that nigga.
Sure.
You need your shit done? Call that nigga.
And it's funny,
you
people
know?
underestimate or underrate the fact that networking is very important.
Network is the network.
Who you know, and even how do you say this? Let's call it industry favors.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
somebody hits you up, you help them out for free. You know you have a favor on their line.
Got that card in my
You
back
got that-
pocket.
you know what I
Got
mean?
so many of those cards in my back
Yeah,
pocket, dog.
yeah.
And people be asking me, Jorge, dog, why aren't you asking Bani for 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah.
Hey, why else I pay that money? Like, it's not time to play that card.
Yeah.
Can't be playing small cards with them niggas, man.
Sure.
But when it's time to play that card,
Yeah.
and when you pull it out,
Sure.
but it's a showcase.
Yeah.
It's a showcase
So
because
you're basically putting, when people ask me that, not to go humping amount, but it's kind of like small time what they're asking you in terms of the vision you have in your own life.
exactly in
Yeah.
terms of the vision that I have, it's very small time, dog.
Yeah.
You know, I've got the bigger picture.
Sure.
And you can't have that conversation with everyone or just anyone.
Sure.
Not everybody will
Sure.
understand
Yeah,
or understand.
you go fly over some people's
Yeah,
heads.
and that is why like my biggest dream, right? And that's why I was mentioning Jorge. I've been getting a lot of calls from a lot of homies that seek advice, want to know Jorge, how will so you know?
Yeah.
And that's why I say Jorge, my biggest dream is to come home one day and be able to say, Nja, hare,
Sure.
mang mang, hare,
I'm
mang
on.
mang, hare.
Yeah, because the amount of talent that there is in Klerksdorp, even kind of who's that lady that's acting right now from Klerksdorp, Didi.
Oh, Miss Kuno.
Miss Kuno.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
like seeing her on TV, knowing her brother, you know, like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that brings joy to my heart.
Right?
It brings
Because
joy
she's
to my heart,
accomplished a lot, bro.
bruh.
A lot.
Bruh,
A
what
lot.
was that? You never go CBC One, eh? I think it was the executives or something.
Yes.
It was the executives. Like to see her there on SABC and you talking prime time SABC.
And-
8 o'clock.
Yeah, and she's always on all the productions that she does. It's major
Yeah.
productions.
Yeah.
know? And you don't see her all the time.
don't.
But when you see her, it's big.
Sure.
It's big.
Sure.
No, dog, like, you know what the people of the city have accomplished is really something to be proud of.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
it's just that they are accomplishing out of the city.
they accomplish it out of the city.
Yeah.
And there's no other way. To be honest, right now, until
Something major.
and there is something major that can happen, but until it happens, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, and when you say that, my brain just went to Platinum Northwest TV.
Yeah.
Do you think that the whole Northwest is not helping them out?
And like helping Platinum
Like,
Northwest.
Yeah,
Oh.
to grow. Because if we be honest, right now in the city or in the province, that's the only production company
Yeah.
that is actually trying to come up with series, come up with independent movies.
Yeah, look, that's difficult conversation. But what I can say is that what I know about that is that Platinum is growing, but I think there's just too many internal issues
Yeah.
within hindering with its progress.
Okay.
Because
So too many people want to eat from it before it blows up.
as Varmatlek, because as far as I know, and I've been invited to productions, Platinum Northwest. I've done a lot of interviews
Yeah.
there on different shows, and it's always a new show.
Yeah.
Always a
Yeah.
new show, always a new set. And when you look at what they do and how they do it, you're like, man, this can be like the hub of Northwest visual, you know. But
But you feel
there's
there's
always
potential there.
yeah, there is.
Yeah.
But there's always, whenever something big is supposed to happen for them, there's always a brick wall. There's always a brick wall, you know. But now, as far as I know, it's all internal.
Yeah.
You know.
And
Yeah.
like, to be honest, when it comes to that production company, by now, I think they're running. It's more than 5 years right now. It's close to 10 years now.
Yeah.
8 years.
Yeah. Oh, it's a long time.
It's a long time.
It's a very long
'Cause
time.
I honestly thought by now, the SABC would have given them something like SABC Northwest. You know what I mean? Because of the amount of talent that there is in the city.
Yeah.
Because, hey dog, now I know a lot of people within the city that you also know, and I know some other people that you don't know that really have great ideas in terms of, but the problem is the red tape and the finance.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked you, do you think that the council is sleeping or they're just enjoying being corrupt?
I think council is not sleeping. Council knows exactly what's going on. The council enjoys being corrupt. They are enjoying what they're reaping from this game that they're playing right now. You understand? Because like I said, for you to ever get anywhere, especially in that route, you gotta know somebody that knows somebody, that can make something happen. You understand? And after that thing happens, you still gotta take back the brown envelope. You understand? You still gotta go back with the brown envelope. You understand? So it's progressive for them somehow, of course, until they hit that brick wall, until the shit hits the fan. But for us, it's bad, bro, because this is the drugs, this is the streets, this is the depression. Because you this big brain with this brilliant idea, and your idea is not for yourself. I always tell my homies, Kere, everything that I do and want to do is not for me. It's not for my name. It's for the city. I just want us to grow, because being a part of this industry for so long, and especially Momatlera, Mo Northwest, I know what's going on here, and I know what it needs to fix it. And I know what I need to do to fix it. You understand? But it's tough, bro, because
your life is going to be on the line.
Your life is going to
be. Your
life is going
because when we talk about your life being on the line, let's also move to extortion and racketeering. There's a lot of small businesses in Klerksdorp that fade away because they have to pay for protection.
And when you are a brand, or when you are popular, how do you move quietly? Anything that you do is going to catch the wind. You understand? And it's bad. I mean, if you get a mill something, to push a project, and your intention is not even to, take from that mill and say, it's not the intention. You understand? But the fear is always, you're going to wake up in the middle of the night with some niggas standing next to your bed on some. We want a piece of that shit. We want that shit. Or you understand?
And that discourages you, because you change your hustle or you move out of the city, hustle outside.
Because let's be honest, even within the council, you don't know who's who. You don't know who's in the streets. You understand? You don't know who's going to push something forth, and then the next day, niggas be knocking on your door and some, yo man, 30%.
That 30%.
30% is a lot of fucking
money. For doing nothing that bad. For doing nothing as bad.
30% is a lot of money, it's a lot of equity. You understand?
Because that's what I was saying, going to the CBD, brother, the amount of Klerksdorp businesses that have closed due to that 30%. Because right now, if you go into Klerksdorp, let's be honest, like the Afrikaners, because Klerksdorp is predominantly Afrikaans, right? The businesses that the Afrikaner people were having, shops, car dealerships, it's gone.
Where are they?
They moved to the suburbs.
The north side, bro.
They moved to the suburbs. If you just turn N12 or Edema-View, Wilkoppies, all the businesses are there.
And they already got their own CBD that side.
They got their own
It's man at Home
CBD.
Affairs.
Yo, bruh.
Abana chances what's about the
check.
CBD.
They got no. That's one thing one white boy was saying, like, yo, bruh, we only go to CBD for Home Affairs or Labor or SARS. That's it. Anything else came out of more different.
Dog.
And now, if you go deeper, the amount of black people in the city that used to own takeaway shops,
Yeah.
saloons, they're all gone.
Gone.
Right now, these Unico fellas, they've been owned by our Mozambican brothers, our Zimbabwean
Nigerian
brothers,
niggas,
Nigerians.
Zimbabweans.
Internet shops are all foreign black people.
And then the tuck shop.
Oh, now you go into a topic. I was listening to the radio, ne? Something happened to a lady.
Hey.
5 kids passed away after buying
Yeah.
poisonous food
Yeah.
from a tuck shop. So it is to the point of the health department and those guys, they go and check if you're selling products that are not expired. I forgot the term of the.
Yeah.
So they're not doing their jobs. They're sleeping.
Yeah. Especially here.
Yeah, it's worse.
If the camera shines on anything,
Yeah.
it's Gauteng. Understand? Nah. Here, the shop owners are relaxed, bro.
Too
Because
much.
they're like, nah. ain't
I
gonna-
saw one shop, they selling off cuts of chicken for 15 rand. I was shocked. I was like, even I said, Shavos 15 rand. And you can't even see what this thing is. You don't know what you're going to be cooking tonight. Raja.
Orenka achayele ya entwele. Ya mafura ala
Ya
lepela. Yo.
You can't even see the mango in that arch.
Orenka ni slice. Orenka ni slice it up alone. It's taking you more plastic.
Hey, mo.
Like, I don't even buy anything from those shops till the hands were involved.
Yeah.
You
And
understand?
you don't see a delivery truck.
When I leave delivery truck, it's a thing at dodgy as fuck, bro.
They're not
Unmarked,
branded.
my nigga. Yo, unmarked. How sheba? Jorge ma deliver ke kazi. Ke kazi wa boy.
Yeah.
On some nah, man. They went to make this bread themselves, bro.
Yeah,
But
that's
Kenya bo, but say vile di
And
plastic
that's
guitar.
one thing that they like these foreign guys that own these establishments.
Yeah.
They will keep the money within their circle.
And they don't give a fuck about us.
They don't, bro.
Don't
The
give
way
a
they
fuck
treat
about
us.
us.
I'm not gonna let you. I've been to a couple of shops within the north side of Klerksdorp.
Yeah.
In Mawela suburbs, and you see the butlers are closed.
Yeah.
Right. Black people are buying from the butlers, but as soon as a white family parks, you see them opening the door.
Yeah.
The white people get in. Man, I was hurt.
Because Mangamola ba Canada and Tatoreka cross it for. Of
we're not
that
busy with
fake,
raw.
that fake imported
That
shit.
fake-
Bona Tatoreka cross it for why eat it now just from that. And that is why it's like that in the north, because the white people pull up and buy in bulk.
Bulk,
Mo
yeah,
first when I
yeah.
sansa no taka 2 rand ta khosha.
Sure,
Go tswaka kwa etse for mo 2 rand teng.
Sure.
You understand? So it makes sense why they would act like that. You understand? We, according to them, and especially in the north, rona re tsa nyane, ebile rona re ba kenyetse
Yeah.
zaka.
They tell you straight,
Yeah.
what you doing in the suburbs? You don't have money.
Yeah, Mangamola have warmed up to them very nicely.
Yeah.
Now let me tell you about my neighborhood.
Sure. Alabama.
Yeah, and as much as we'd say hore, diamonds abare bone ka next ba re tella ba etsang. Let me tell you what my hood kids do to them niggas, right? I seen a hood kid, small, bruh, 4 years old, primary school, look at it, 4 years old, 5 years old, first time. Just old enough to be able to speak fluently.
Yeah.
And this is example, yeah, their sisters, their mothers, their brothers, right? The first thing when they get to the shop, they swear at those niggas. And that's how these niggas now know Africans. And the first thing they learn,
Yeah.
Africans.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Because that's the lingo.
These mummies be coming there with their kids and then they swear. And then it's disgusting, bruh.
Yeah.
It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Well, first time. Hey, I can't got man shapo, but talk about one thing. Hey, khale re bona di video tsa bone where their produce is faulty as
I've
fuck.
been kind saying for
I've been very kind, bruh.
very kind,
Throughout this
yeah.
entire podcast, I've been actually very kind. I've been very censored. But I can tell you now, bruh, it's disgusting. It's not supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
You understand? Because respect is respect. Dog.
Yeah.
It's not an age thing. It's not a cultural thing. It's not a religious thing. It's not a racial thing.
It's very hard to get respect back.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
It's very hard to get respect back.
Yeah,
dog.
like
You understand?
If I don't know you, there is a certain level of respect that I have up until Tuto Pota.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you blunder, you say some wrong babble.
Yeah.
From there, it's gonna be hard for me to see you in a different light.
Yeah.
Because I personally have that as well. There are a lot of people that know Mawela from my naughty bad days.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I was a monster.
Hey man, join the Monsters Club, bro. I was a
monster.
hella
So
monster
right now,
myself.
I'm trying to, what do you call it? Rebrand?
Yeah.
Not even rebrand. Let me say I
You
grew up.
already have.
Grew up.
Man,
Too
yeah.
old, But then there's still people who see me as Mawela Namata. And when I interact with them, why so cheesy, why so laid back? Because now I understand, hey, bruh, I did a lot of mistakes.
And that's why I can go China gore, go thata go gagana le dilo tse ding, addictions come in different forms.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
very difficult to walk away from any addiction. Something as simple as in cows.
Sure.
Something as
Or
simple as
even
in
candy.
cows. You understand?
Yeah.
And for one to be able to walk away clean from an addiction, we need to stand up and
Applaud.
because damn.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Because damn.
It's difficult.
You understand?
bruh.
We've seen a lot of niggas that have cleaned up.
Yeah.
On first time.
And like, gotta give props.
And if you've walked that road with that person, up until Obona Atwada,
Cleaning himself up.
elevator, it's a beautiful sight.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful
Yeah.
sight to see.
Yeah.
I remember the one time we were hanging out go that club go di blokong tsa gago.
Yeah, Tuscany.
Yeah, that club
Yeah.
across the street from the shops.
Yeah,
And I hadn't seen niggas in a long time.
Sure.
Nigga Valo rocks.
sure.
And there's one particular homie, right?
Yeah. Let's not mention his name.
Let's not mention his name. I don't even remember his name, man.
Yeah.
But
But I
there's
know
one
who you're
particular
talking
homie.
about.
Because I remember, I looked at him and I was like, nah, man, it
Yeah.
can't be.
Yeah.
It can't be. And that nigga was telling me, him, it was so bad. Klerksdorp ya ka ka Thabo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Klerksdorp furniture ya ka ka Thabo.
Yeah. He sold his car for 7,500.
Oh, yo.
He sold the fridge, he sold the bed, sold the couch. Yeah.
And when I saw him that day, he had completely reworked himself.
Yeah.
Completely.
The skin is different.
Mna go te majita ba beautiful ma mna da mane ka le motle got man mna motle ka ke mo child ke ntsha my dog you look beautiful man. No Diddy.
Yeah. No Diddy. No Diddy.
No Diddy but you look beautiful dog yo.
Yeah. And I remember when you were saying that on that day, and I remember he was shy in it.
Yeah.
And I told him like, dog, this is what you're supposed to hear because this is the transition you've made.
Yeah.
And when people tell you like that, knowing how bad it was, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's an extremely good thing, and we need more of that in the city.
No, definitely Nja, because a lot of the change happens when niggas leave the city.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we go back to that conversation again.
Yeah.
Jorge. The depression, the drugs,
Yeah. The
the
crime.
streets
Yeah.
of Fostan, the suicide.
Woo. Ish, bro.
I mean, I remember in 1 year, Kobloko 5 niggas suicide. 1 year.
1 year, 5 guys.
Kobloko, just
Suicide.
in my block, dog.
And now it's
Can I
crazy,
transfer my data
bro.
Wi-Fi?
Growing up, we never heard of black women committing suicide. But now,
Now you got black women saying it's tough being a black man.
oh,
Now you got black women looking at us and being like, "Emo,
Oh.
bothata o ba lona. Lona ntle ke re le tlwaela hampe.
Oh.
Bothata o ba lona."
and it takes a very secure woman to say that.
There we go.
Because she understands
There we
from
go.
her own life how she used to treat other black guys. You know, because as a black guy, first of all, you broke.
Yeah.
Everything is expensive.
Yeah.
And then our black sisters want a soft life.
Yeah, because kahiwa jola and monna ke vene, monna
Yeah,
ke tele,
monna.
monna ke
Yeah, monna.
the pressure.
The pressure, bruh. Because if you got a steady girlfriend as a black guy, you literally look at what you buying for her. The makeup kit, the hair, and it's all westernized. That's what I want to say. How do I phrase this question? Personally, or let me not make it a question. Let me make it a statement from
Yeah.
my own personal eyes. I feel as if the media is attacking a black man. Because, let me elaborate. You watch movies, you watch series, there are so many black gay couples.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying being gay
Yeah,
is
no.
wrong. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Well, whatever makes you happy makes you happy.
We got
You know what I
gay
mean?
friends.
We got a
We
lot
got
of
gay friends, dog.
But let's be
Whatever.
honest,
Yeah.
it took us a long time to understand
Yeah.
and adapt to them.
No, definitely.
Because the culture of black people, we never understood being gay.
The time we grew up in, the era in which we grew up in,
No,
the generation,
it was
we
hard.
didn't
No,
understand.
you could not be gay
Yeah.
around us. You
Yeah.
could not. So now when you watch movies, series, you have black people being homosexual. Right?
Yeah, and
then
headlining
on top
that
of
narrative.
Headlining
Yeah.
that narrative. And on top of that, you have a lot of men, not even black men, men in general, who are becoming transgenders.
Yeah.
So do you feel that as being a man, is it being underrated, or do you feel as if the media is trying to take our masculinity away? Now we have to be more soft or feminine, or what's your perception in terms of what's happening in terms of culture that black people are transitioning into when it comes to this space that was never there for black people?
I mean, compared to our fathers,
Yeah.
we're soft. We some soft ass niggas. and it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
You understand? Because now you've got your metrosexual niggas as well. You know, the niggas that go
Yeah,
and
man, I see
yeah,
them
I've been doing
multi-baba.
the nails, you know, and it's not a bad thing. Generational change,
It's good.
it happens all the time.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily good, but it happens all the time. But we definitely not as strong and, you know, even mentally, psychologically, we're not as strong as our fathers, because what I believe or what we're going through right now is not even half of what they went through. But the media is pushing this narrative because you know, I mean, you know who owns the media.
Yeah.
You understand?
It's not this skin color.
It's not this color. It's definitely not this color. And whoever owns the media is not even in this country. You understand?
Facts.
So, re tlo go dula re bola and re tlo go dula re bodisiwa because
You're not controlling our narrative.
exactly. We are not controlling our narrative. We never had control of our own narrative. You understand? And that is why even in America, I'll refer to music again. Rap,
Yeah.
or just now overall music.
Yeah.
Private prisons ko America di tletse ka MADALA. And also influential
Black people.
black men.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand? And then you have, excuse me, and then you have the music industry, right? And wabana what proves that in we is Diddy. This whole Diddy situation. proves that. And as much as it seems like it's very far from us,
Yeah.
it's very near.
It's very close.
It's very, very near.
And with him, I was actually watching videos and whatnot, and only to find out that it was done to him when he got into the industry. And to him, it was done by a white person and a black person.
Yeah.
But then, on that same topic, right, you have somebody like Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry is very open about his childhood abuse,
Yeah.
his sexual abuse. He was abused by men and women.
Yeah.
And he is dressed as Madea.
Yeah.
But we've never heard scandals, or so far, scandals
Yeah.
that came out that who had to ban in order to
Yeah,
cast it in
to
his
cast it
movie.
in his movies,
Because
yeah.
the way he speaks about it, it sounds as if he does not want to victimize.
Yeah.
So do you think that mentally, we personally don't know Diddy from above, so
Yeah.
but do you think that you could have taken the other route and just pushed these cats out instead of taking their manhood or their womanhood?
And with that, this is where I don't blame the media entirely. Just to answer that question, this is where I don't blame the media entirely, because as you say, what Diddy did is a product of his childhood.
Not even childhood, because he grew up nicely.
Yeah,
It happened because he was, I think he was 21 or
Yeah.
something like that. Just
Somewhere
getting
within his
into the
upbringing, you
industry.
understand?
Yeah.
And he could have went the other route, but power, bruh. Power.
Kind of was the saying via Hitler, power, what? Absolute power corrupts. Yeah.
And that's why, Kereng, as much as it seems like it's far from us, it's very near.
Yeah, 'cause-
because we've seen in our own communities
Yeah.
what power can do.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, look at the gangs, bro.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So power, and power at a young age.
Yeah, very dangerous.
That's what he
because now you're young with so much power, you don't know how to control it. And even worse, you from a background where nobody in your family had that type of power. Because now you're abusing it just to get further up and stepping down on people.
Yeah. So because he was that powerful,
Yeah.
he could do whatever he wanted, and for the longest time got away with it. Yeah. Let's bring it home. How many times have you heard, and I my him here,
Yeah.
but how many times have you heard Jorge, Sky Guy within the public sector, niggas had to bend for them to get a contract,
Yeah.
a tender,
Yeah.
a job,
Yeah.
this, and that.
Yes, facts. It's rumored.
It's
but
rumored.
then you would believe it's true because here in Klerksdorp, there are a lot of overnight millionaires.
And now we take it where? To the principle of power.
Yeah, yeah,
To the principle of power.
Yeah.
We've seen what power can do.
sure,
You understand?
Sure.
And niggas have even been exposed on the internet for that.
yeah.
On first
My
time.
bad for that, y'all.
So I don't blame the media is pushing the narrative, but I don't blame them entirely.
Yeah,
On first time. I don't think Jorge, this thing is entirely fashionable. I can not think fashion in full throttle. I just think Jorge, some people were born that way, you know, and they just want to exercise it the best way
Sure.
they can.
sure.
Not even know how, just they can. Because it's
they're-
a can thing,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
It's a can thing.
Yeah, I can do it.
And now I'm not phobic anything, not homophobic, I'm not any of that. You understand?
Yeah.
Kiskima, all sorts of people.
Sure.
You know, I might not call them friends,
Yeah,
but
Acquaintances.
I've got a lot of acquaintances and people
Yeah.
that I know that are, you know, trans, gay, bi, whatever. I even have an artist who's gay. You understand?
I heard of this new one, pansexual. That hit me. I was like, what's pansexual? They say you're attracted to people's energy.
Yeah,
You don't matter if
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
boy or a girl. Just them being around you. I was like, Evan, you guys are coming up with your own phrases. Or now, do you think people are just using sexuality as freedom because they have lack of other opportunities. Because you are actually unemployed, o khaletse biya, o ya go lanjing, o kopana le mamang a o rekela 6, they want this from you. You know what I mean? Sareng after 2 years, o go bela ha mo tiskan jajang in.
Hey, well, Ziplano what's it?
It's what's
Yes,
happening in the
yes,
cities.
yes, and niggas will do that shit to get a job. Niggas will do that shit to get, that 5 minutes.
The culture.
You understand? Yeah. And I guess the thought is, wabananka kwala matlo fela 2 minutes it will be over. Ka usane tlabe ke na le 5 bar.
Yeah, yeah. But your dignity is gone with that 5 minutes. And on top of that, you're gonna want to do it again to other people who are in a, instead of saying, hey, let him not go through.
He gotta get it. Yeah, he gotta get it the way I got it.
Yeah.
Hey, man, that mentality is the worst, bro. That mentality
And
is
it's
the worst.
thriving within the black community.
Yeah, but
because
why-
we don't support each other. Bro.
Why obataki file pain ye when are we fitting when it could go a different way?
Yeah.
One first
Yeah.
time. Or is it a
Yeah.
principle of you gotta know how hard it is to get it before you understand?
What it is that you got. And that's painful.
Painful, bro.
That's painful
That's
because
very painful.
you out here, your parents bangile the loan years you come back with a diploma, you job hunting, you can't get it. Here comes this guy with a bag of money, but he says you gotta bend.
You gotta bend.
Now you're thinking, if I don't bend, nothing's gonna change in the next 3 years as you see it.
Niggas bend.
I mean, it's sad, yo.
Hey man, dignity ain't shit no more.
That's true.
Dignity ain't shit no
That's
more.
true.
Self-respect is monetary. Self-respect is monetary. On first stand, because after you bend, you're going to want to buy that self-respect back.
Yeah.
I know what throw your shit in our face.
Yeah,
On first stand,
Yeah.
we see it a lot in the city.
sure.
You understand? And
Facts.
I'm not saying them niggas be bending.
Yeah.
I'm just saying dignity and self-respect. That shit ain't worth nothing but the piece of paper that you get at the bank.
Woo. Yeah,
That's the
let's
truth.
take them a further.
And that's the truth.
Damn.
That's the utmost truth about it.
And that's why I was asking you, you feel that the government and the council, right? Because I personally believe both my parents were teachers in their education. My father went further up into the education department. And I keep speaking with him and I tell him like, yo, ever since democracy, we were never taught what you guys went through.
Yeah.
And you are not taught how to be black in the new society.
Yeah.
Because if we be honest, and you do your research, if you check into Thabo, OBE, bo King FET or King,
Hey.
the college and stuff, those are all England and American education-based programs. And you can't throw such an education-based program with its poverty.
Yeah.
Because first of all, we were supposed to be taught that, you were slaves
Yeah.
for close to 500 years. Because we got democracy, we were allowed to travel where we are not allowed to be at. We are allowed to school where we are not allowed to be
Yeah.
at. But we were never taught how to handle and progress with that.
The freedom that we have is not even in its entirety. We're still slaves, dog.
We're still slaves.
We're still slaves.
Yeah, you see it, especially in Texas, you see it.
I know we're still slaves, dog.
See it.
I mean, and that's why self-respect and dignity is monetary on first hand, and that's the slave ship.
Yeah.
The border, hot man.
Yeah.
The border is a slave ship
Content.
on first hand.
Yeah.
Because as Madaki, and you are right, we were never taught how to, after being slaves for so long, when we now came into the world and that supposedly ended,
Yeah.
we're never taught how to take it from there. How do we move from here now? You understand?
And you are not even taught, even if you go to college or university, you are not taught on what courses you can take that's gonna be a business or a generational wealth. Because you hear people like another doctor, but they don't teach their niece what is this they're practicing.
Yeah.
You know, you're a doctor, but you let your niece learn IT. You know, or when you're an IT specialist, but you don't open up a company, you're working for somebody else. Your child becomes a teacher and stuff like that. You're not taught on generational wealth. Because let's be honest, we know a lot of people that did a lot of useless courses.
Yeah.
Diploma, degree, but when we were in college, you were told it's administration or speed.
Yeah.
It's a speed. You know,
And who's got the generational wealth?
it's not this skin color, bro.
It's the slave drive.
It's not this skin color. Because here in Klerksdorp, on a daily basis, bro, you see white people, just like Kadi Begets apartheid, white men driving with his dog in front, and a bunch of black people at the back.
Hey.
You still see it today.
Or ablomile le late ya gage mo pele da in a four-door bra.
The four-door.
Late ya gage go pele bla ne ba tsebisana kwae. Ntse dutse go morago madaki ba kae. Way back. In the winter.
Yeah.
In the winter.
So now I'm thinking, that's why I was going back to the fact of education. Né? I think even our parents, you know, if they had grouped themselves, you know, say my parents, for instance, they were teachers, you know, if they grouped themselves with other teachers and when they retired, they could have opened up their own schools.
Yeah.
Because that was their profession for 30 years. And they could have came up with a curriculum that actually uplifts the mentality of black people. Because if you're gonna hit the facts, you know, a man follows what women like.
Yeah.
We get that brother, that bread, so that we can do what our females like.
So we can be enticing.
Because we can be enticing.
we
So
can
right
be
now our
enticing.
sisters are enticed by Western culture.
Yeah.
Because that's why when we get money, Vuitton,
Yeah.
Gucci,
Yeah.
you know, you don't support your clever for MADALA.
But
You don't
let's
support Airyqtip.
exactly.
You know,
And in regards to our parents,
yeah.
them themselves were never taught where to take it from there.
Yeah.
For that, you weren't
right.
so that you know
They
we
never thought of
could
it.
could be
Beneficiaries of that.
better off, well off,
Yeah.
more than we are.
Yeah.
They didn't know where to go from there. You know, they just had to take it. And to be honest, it was better for us because sharp re hlaile o santse no le jwalo mara ga hlalefa ho le jwalo. Re hlalefetse mo freedom on first time.
And for our generation, we got smart for college. That's when we got woke.
Yeah.
To say.
And I'm glad that you say that because look at our school history.
Yeah.
The only thing or the best thing that our parents knew to do was to take us to school, white schools.
Yeah. You have people who their parents own businesses in the townships, but these kids are being educated in multiracial schools.
And that's the best they knew how to do for us. Because they didn't know. Okay, post 1994, what do we do?
Sure.
How do we rebuild? How do we
How do you make the township economy strong? Because if you read journals and stuff, you'll actually find that the most amount of money circulating in South Africa is within the townships.
Yeah.
But it's circulating within the townships and crossing the railway.
Exactly.
Because every township has a railway. And all the people, when you get up and work in the morning, they go out of the township. So you're spending about 10 to 11 hours making money out of your
Outside.
community.
Exactly.
And you go back, you just spend a few cents.
So let's think about it this way. The reason why we went to multiracial schools, in the mentality of our parents, it was not for us to come back and rebuild the township. No. It was for us to go out and build ourselves. was a personal thing. It was not a community or collective thing. It was a personal thing.
Yeah.
And that boils down to them not knowing what to do post apartheid.
Yeah.
But to look out for themselves and their children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this one girl once said, Introverted, because she grew up in Introverted. Introverted, the junkie girl fell.
Thank you for saying that, dog. And not just Kutubeti.
Yeah.
Let's look at what's going on in the north right now. During Crane, LA.
Yo, during Crane, la all Wilkoppies, Edema View, Nisa,
Mawela.
Allerton, Marines Park, all
Randall's.
those chairs, bro, Randall's Park. And there's no other suburb where you can say, yeah, it's a bit better.
Yeah.
All the kids that went to your multiracial schools in town are right now sitting, smoking, getting into crime. You find cheese boy, but he's doing house breakings. He's stealing cars, stealing phones.
I'm so happy that I can share this notion with someone else, because this is the point that I've been making for the longest time.
Yeah.
When you look around, all the people that are addicts are intellect. Swap.
Yo, I keep telling people that, yo, drugs don't love stupid people.
No. And stupid people don't love drugs, dog. No.
Whether you think you smart, you can solve 1 + 1 square root of something. Drugs want you. Ain't no dumb junkie in the streets. Because you see these guys when they're high,
they become smarter, dog.
and they can, you know, like they take something that's broken and here it is, it's working.
They become smarter, dog. What about it, Sasa? Baby oil, but look, tell right through your burglar doors, dog. Not tell her, go to burglar doors, try to draw a robot, nah, nigga, how did you? They get smarter. And they no damn junkie, dog.
Ain't no dumb junkie.
When I stand, I go gating, and I look around.
Yeah.
And I look at the niggas. I realize, Jorge, all these niggas, man, all these niggas are smart as shit. All of them. And the bar rapper, bote. And they're all freestylers.
Yeah.
I'm like, look at these niggas. All these niggas. Motherfuckers.
Yeah. That's facts. And they don't know what to do with that information. You know,
And
I said, man, time flies. So we want to close up.
And just to conclude, that's why I can go like the depression in the hood. It hits the intellect, bro.
Yeah.
And that is why niggas resort to the drugs.
Yeah.
Because how do you communication in Khotman? It becomes so bad that look, you get into a phase of introspection.
Yeah.
And then it becomes too much. You in your own head too much.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And you're not talking to another person. Yeah.
You're not talking to you because as a nigga, you know I get. So you
Why
paper
to the heart. Yeah.
From there it's the drug. From the drug now you go broke. From broke now you need to support the habit. Now you start breaking into my house. One first done. Yeah, it's all the smart niggas, dog.
Yo, time flies. We're about to come to the end of the podcast. Madala,
Khotman.
right now, I want you to tell the people what you're working on, what handles they can get you on.
Yeah.
What you hustling, B?
Look, right now I'm an artist manager.
Yeah.
Under Twash Music.
Twash.
Yeah, which is my record label, studio, management agency. Yeah, it's it's multifunctional. You know, I do a lot under that company, entertainment related. You know, I also do third-party copyright administration, or you could call it publishing administration. You know, yeah. So if you need to apply to what do you call it, copyright organizations, and you don't know how, you hit me up.
Give us your handles where we can get you. Those that didn't got your number like me.
QABABA MADALA everywhere. That's GCWABABA MADALA with a Roman 2. That's Twitter, that's Facebook, that's Instagram, that's TikTok. QABABA MADALA, one way.
You guys heard it. QABABA MADALA. If you're in need of knowledge within the industry, or you need help setting up your future wise, or you need help with maybe, as you say, copyright, you don't know, you're making music, go studio, go back room, but you don't know where to register it or how to make money from your spins. Alla at Madala, y'all heard it. Madala, QABABA, Roman 2 in the middle, yo. That's Madala the second, yeah. I know what time it is. Amna Madala, thank you very much for.
Good money, thank you for having me, man.
My first interview on Big Talk was STAWELA, Airyqtip. Sipo, thank you very much. Sipo, where we at right now? Castillo's. We at Castillo's Cigar Lounge. It's a beautiful setup. If you're in the city and you're looking for a nice secluded place to entertain yourself, relax, chop it up like we're doing right now, you see the space is nice. We'll show you behind the scenes of how it looks.
Yeah.
It's a very chilled out place. Castillo's Cigar Lounge. It's my first time being here. Definitely not my last. I'm very happy.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
But may I say, Airyqtip, thank you for the love, man. Thank you for the love. I'm just waiting for my playlist. I will submit, but thank you for the love. This is beautiful. This is amazing, dog.
Support local brands.
Definitely. I'm gonna support you, and I'm gonna get you more clients.
Directed by Airyqtip.
Man.
You know, he's production manager. Mr. Jomoso, you doing everything. You the bus driver as well. Shout out Sipo, man. Big thanks to you, man. And he always says you gotta give a shout out to the National Youth Development Agency, because that's what put him on.
Yeah.
We go say it, and the government is not helping, but here's one black man. The government is helping him.
Yeah.
He's got this beautiful setup. You know, he worked hard. He did not give up with the paperwork. He pushed his work in it. Now he's got me talking here, showing love to y'all, showing love to Madala.
Yeah.
So this is my show. Don't forget, Big Talk with STAWELA. You know, see me in the streets, holla at me. And if you're on my contact list, you know I'm gonna hit you up for an interview.
Yeah.
Keep it real, Mzansi. Keep it real, Klerksdorp. Much love, son.
Twash.
Holla. And it's a wrap.
Man, how the fuck long did that run, bro? An hour.
27 minutes.
Nah, bro.
30 minutes.
Nah, fam.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
Yeah, bro, only fifth, you know.
yo, dopey.
I think that's the conversation, because like we're saying, Nalo and I, we've known each other for so many years.
Yeah.
I think it's easier for me and you to flow and talk.
And about too, we kept going this way,
Yeah, sorry.
coming back, going this way. Hey, they must forgive us, dog.
Yeah, I think it's the
I
conversation.
hope the audience will find value in the conversation. Yeah.
And I think we're definitely gonna do a second one with Madala. You know what I mean? We gotta do a second one after a few months. But then, personally, I'm gonna hit everybody that I know. You know, whether you're doing music or you're a teacher, as long as you know STAWELA, be ready to be called up for an interview, man.
Yeah.
Because I think the city needs this new wave of media.
Yeah.
You know, there's no podcast in Klerksdorp. You know, even if there is, we don't know about it, which is a sad thing. You know, but we go run with this. Trust me, we go run with this, man. We will be everywhere in the city interviewing different types of people, you know. And I personally want to interview the junkie. You know,
Yeah, dog, for real.
I will change the voice out. You know what I mean? We most definitely have to do that.
Yeah, no, definitely, dog.
But I'm happy, man. This was very nice, man. You know, I was nervous when it started, but I knew it was Madala, so I knew the
Man,
conversation
it
would
just
flow.
goes. It just
And
goes.
it's funny how it started. Sipo had us speaking, go social gardening. And I need to direct you guys talking.
Yeah.
And that was Saturday. Today is Wednesday. We're doing it. No rest for the weary, baby.
Nah.
We gotta hustle, man.
Even
We
with the
gotta
broken
hustle.
voice, bro.
Yeah,
Hey,
man,
his voice is
cause
broken, but we on.
the voice is broken, but the spirit is not, man.
Yeah.
You know. When we groove in Klerksdorp, there's the director asking, obvious the best place to groove in Klerksdorp. Give fella good,
Hey.
good fellas.
Yeah.
Good,
No,
good
straight up,
fellas. But
straight
then,
up.
yo, we touched down a lot of places in Klerksdorp. You know, that's why we're saying we go everywhere and people know us. Jobetina A6, Jobetina A6,
Hashtag.
Swingles Kanana, Parking Lot Kanana, Black Diamond Oakley, you know.
I don't go out a lot anymore, hey?
Me too, I ain't gonna lie. Like,
Because R30 now, yeah, Black Diamond, now Saturday Balega R30,
Yeah,
Juanye wako
because-
R30.
yeah.
And then yeah, go Kanana, Juanye wako R30, and then Juanye wako Brigi.
Go bridging.
Yes, bruh.
Because going out in Klerksdorp, one friend I grew up with, I remember how you groove in Klerksdorp. Grooving in Klerksdorp is an extreme sport.
Them now wells it is, truth, bro.
I broke down in laughed. I'm like, yo, it's true. Because,
Wait till Groove Young, no.
yeah.
Man, we come into the city. I'm not a Groove go success.
Yeah. Success.
I'm not a
Shout
Groove
out
go
to
success.
M12.
I'm now
Yeah.
becoming with Zozo from MP, dog.
Yeah.
I can go success. It's done.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Because
Because-
it's safe there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the safest places that we know.
Sure.
Success, eh?
Yeah.
Fellas.
The good fellas. True that. True that. Because now the city is going crazy, dog.
Go talk sticker madam ya. Babatula.
Farco Hotel.
Da across the street da ko nonyane ya bone fofanda ke batlo lo ba bitsa ka mabitso ba bathula.
Whoa. You know, you can't even, maybe it's a four corner. The guys be outside. When
Hey.
you go out, Bashaba phone.
Hey, ba sheba go
If they see
itse-
the four corner, it's the time.
How
baby.
down like a strata o ya da ko the crack of dawn. Eh, good man.
Yo, bro, it's dangerous grooving in Klerksdorp. Because now, personally, I only go out when selected friends are back within the city. Other than that, I stay cool, I offer to groover. Because, man, I'll groover no more Madlera serious. It's extreme sports. You gotta go bungee jumping to survive.
Yo, go jobs.
You know, and it's funny, growing up, Mama Madlera, dog, there was no better place to groove than go to Medina.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, we'd have fun, go to Medina. We're going to sing so that Friday. O tanya just on the haka diaparo tse tshwanang.
But man, and growing up, I hope bo Jane and make a groove up, pop go Jane. Bo Jane,
Sweet Lorraine.
Sweet Lorraine.
Yeah.
I'm not go speak.
Go speak.
I didn't go speak. I don't want to roll blind because how can I have a born or how was so
Sure.
Our born at
Sure.
Lagan Taton J for the 7.
Sure.
Hotolotuma,
Sure.
you gotta, oh, yeah, go. Oh, yeah, you gotta move deep.
Yeah. You can't roll deep.
Canada. Hop the cheese boy deep.
Yeah.
I mean cheese boys compared to Batuvana Bavayada. You understand?
Facts.
Yeah, when I
Facts.
deep, bruh, deep. And even then, when we had gay friends we didn't know were gay.
They came out of the closet.
And I don't tell it Nidibona come Tamara, eh?
Just choose.
I don't know, J27. That's what I told because yo.
You're a lake.
Tota flate la I do magadanta, do magada.
You were late.
You were
And it's sad
definitely.
now, even the CBD, man. You go to groove in the CBD, it's also dangerous. It's also dangerous. You can't just pop up, go groove, you got cooler box and be you. Because now, as we are talking about the lack of money, Mokasi, you being with your friends, little like dancer, can't you bone elemental?
You know what I just realized? That's this. And I hate it when this shit happens, bro. As soon as the camera went on, we went into interview mode. The whole vibe changed, bro. We became prim and proper. No! Security, my camera, hot man. We're going back to the conversations that we were having before then. Man, this podcast should have gone like this, bro. Because I was about to ask him, Am I still shooting, man? Hey, I'm not saying beat up what stick game level.
Fela good.
Hey, when names are dangerous, brother. Hey, names are dangerous.
Mabitso a
I would think
tumba,
about
as
it
they
like
say.
a nonyane for farm, but crack off dawn.
Sure.
Yeah, man, my bits are applying it.
Sure, because you gotta be careful. Motho tla ba shebile a offender wa bona ba le ba bua ka nna.
Hey,
Ha di mo tla re bua ka lona, ke fela ka mokgwa matlega leng ka teng je.
we work as see.
Mara ska wa gana ke tlo le interview ba fetsi. Re tlo ka point of view ya lona go di ntshang. Because o ka gona go bua fela from to e gona re bona. Lona le tla re thubela from ka mo hare re.
Ah, bona majita batla janto.
Motho ska ba re tlo letla di plan ba fetsi. Mara ga itse Klerksdorp e jona motho ya loreng ba tlo tlhaka sefatlhego. Aye, nna ke a etsa ra edi.
Emna, do you see how Emna Mawela loves this shit? Emna, he's still talking in the mic, bro. Emna, he loves this shit.
Hey, bro, we still recording this behind the scene.
What?
Yeah, we still recording, dog. We
Aight,
chilling, man.
aight.
We're breaking down the ice right now, man. It was
Nah,
a
dog.
dope interview.
No,
man.
it was a fucking dope interview.
But the next time, I think we'll have to chorate it properly.
Yeah,
You know,
and,
because
and soften up a bit more.
not even
and
something
also-
up. We should take it up a level because we
No,
are
soften up in terms of the interview etiquette or what?
Okay.
Eh,
Oh,
go
take it down,
rekene,
go
eh,
there.
rekene, eh.
Do
Wabona
it so
wabona
slow.
no re blome jwang?
Sure.
Yeah, now it feels like the cameras are off.
Yeah.
Eh, the mic is at the duty, but it feels
Sure.
like we done. Wabona?
Sure.
That's how I envisioned it going.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I think also, as much as Khonale, so much to talk about. The problem with people is that people don't have a firm, steady attention span.
Yeah. Yeah.
People now want you to get to the point and then they move on to the next thing.
The TikTok 2 minutes.
So the 1 hour is good.
Yeah.
Past an hour,
Bombora, no.
type of thing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if the conversation is still on point. You know, somebody.
Concentration span is.
Yeah.
If we could say that there's actually an article that says the human brain has become smaller.
Yeah.
That's because everything is a shortcut phone, computer. Because people 300 years ago, they would hunt for food.
Yeah.
Now you go into a restaurant or you go into a shopping center and you buy the food. And you don't even make fire, you cook.
And
cast
we are impatient because of all of that.
yeah.
Because I was
Next.
yeah.
Yeah, we're producing cows. Yeah.
And that is why I was reading something that referred to kids.
Yeah.
That is why oya ovaya le ngwana oya lene ko shopong and then o batla this o batla that o batla that ha o gana ke tantrum o itika o ipatanya o etsa
Yeah.
ke phone because they were saying it's all the quick imagery. You know, everything is so quick. You know, so because of that, the child's mind is now quick instead of developing, you know, slow paced as it's supposed to.
And once you buy all those items that they want, they don't even open them all. Or they don't even eat. We bone more TikTok, mama, it's here. And about is we rare fella.
So can I get chala or lead waka?
But it's hard to get kids off phones, man.
Yeah.
Especially if you have Wi-Fi conclude. One of you call like come for 3 hours.
What?
Demand and
And that's the problem. That thing is a problem. My nephew is 3, recently turned 3.
Yeah.
Right?
Knows how to operate a phone.
Kincha tentra. But after I watched that thing and I started observing him, his grandmother gives him her phone every evening. That man literally tried to hold on you at my phone at you understand? And recently I said to my mom, Kiro lady, allow for that man. Because that man, you know, that interest at the team, on first and he's off the phone now. He's not doing that shit.
Yeah.
Only that's a mofafo.
Sure.
He's not throwing tantrums
Because he's here with you guys.
because he's here.
Yeah.
And now phone would be a measure of dealing with his boredom.
Yeah.
Because he'd get bored and you'd see him when the boredom starts for it. Now he's looking for something to do. I know because I know what to do by it so on first time. But rather than ajule mo phone so you understand? Because it's bullshit that day, right? Even teenagers.
Yeah.
Because as teenagers, yes, we're not the phone, not as advanced as, but not a snake.
Yeah. Maybe
I
it's
wanna-
one,
eh.
maybe
Oh, what's that?
Yeah.
Bruh, now they've got all these fucking crazy ass
And it's
games.
crazy, but these kids,
And
especially
YouTube.
teenagers, they got their phone with so much information, but they're absorbing useless things.
Yeah.
You know, even though I'll be honest and say the amount of information that's on the net right now has changed to what we used to get on the
Yeah.
net. You know, the information we used to read about that would elaborate you. Right now, for them, their algorithm is nothing but fashion, trending challenges. You know, like kids nowadays don't even keep up with what's happening in the world that is affecting them here, like the wars that's happening in Israel, or the fact that Donald Trump wants to be president again.
They're just interested in making TikTok videos.
Challenges, and it's sad.
I was telling my sister-in-law, so my niece is 13.
Yeah,
Now I born at age 13 or manganga I start alenkani ngabona. Ayano ki cheese girl mamzeni nale Belgium. Man, she got a better phone than me right now. Well, until I get my shit tomorrow, but she got a better phone than me right now.
yeah.
Phone ka no yana nam ne dula mo charger. Ke bua le wena tshwantse loudspeaker. O be ke phuthulla matsogo. Massive. She got a tablet as well.
Yeah.
And all these things are meant for, the phone is meant for communication, the tablet is meant for education.
Education,
On
okay.
first time. But she uses that shit for
Games and whatnot.
things completely out of line. Man. Put the TikTok dance, put the challenge, put the
And these
put the
companies
video
don't
call
even make
or-
an algorithm to, like, it's crazy that we're now how you go Google. Motho na le 13, o na le access to the same
the same thing,
the
same algorithm, bro.
Yeah, it's that
Fuck that.
it's wrong. There should be an algorithm for
kids.
For kids. There
But
should be.
it's because we leave the kids to
Fend for themselves on the phone.
yeah. That you know bua ya gore ngwana phone ka more o equal. You don't know what the fuck that kid is doing on the phone. And I know that this is the generation where porn addiction starts at a young age.
Yeah, yeah. Because you go to these websites, see the pop-ups. I'm horny. I'm 5 kilometers away.
Exactly. And then you're not as a parent, you are not going to know until
Sure.
I can tell it's almost
Sure.
or I can tell the earphone as a root or kene mo ka moreng,
Sad.
which will be too late.
Sad.
You understand? So
And because their friends is also doing it, it's gonna be hard for you to control them.
exactly. So I was telling my sister-in-law, ke re mo gana ke re, ke kopa gore ke amo o tse phone ya gagwe. I le beshe ke ama ka pathola phone ka weekend.
Sure.
And provided o qetile span sa skela
Home chores and stuff like that.
and
Yeah.
tshwatsa ke phone ka schedule. For this amount of time, more than that, wabala. Because the problem is, these kids, they don't study anymore. But you like any book mo pele ga go jumbisa.
Yeah.
You like a book mo pele ga go jumbisa. Tablet eme.
Sure.
Phone we do that.
Sure.
And
Sure.
now I was a shit teenager once.
Yeah.
So I know the tricks. I know all the fucking tricks.
Sure.
On first time. So I don't even have to go peep to know what's going on.
Yeah, you
I just
already
need
know.
to observe. The nigga got big.
And then another thing with what you're saying is the level of education has dropped. No one maths any pass 40%.
Yeah.
Some subjects get 35%.
Yeah.
That's because the kids don't have concentration span.
Yeah.
They have to read a book. Because when we were in high school, the minimum passing for all subjects was 50%.
Yeah.
You had to know 50% of your work. Because I tell my niece, like, yo, o don't not doctor, but operation table, Google or YouTube how to do a heart transplant because you are not listening in class.
Yes,
How you
sir.
go be my doctor if
Yes,
you know 35%
sir.
of your work?
Nah, fam. What's up, my dog? Sharp and jack. Get to tshwara ka letsoho. Ke tlo tshwara ka letsoho. Sharp. Eh? Ah, can eat. Ah, man, me and Wells are just doing our thing, man. We know it's over. We just. This is how we have conversations, me and this nigga, man. Or what? Magano re thusi ka di light le camera. Motho ka tisa time la le jwalo. Na kwa go motho a bua hantle jwalo. Yes.
Man, this
As soon as you said cut, bruh, we went back to that normal shit. I saw like it's really to.
shit. Let me see what my moms are saying, yo.
Fuck, these lights are bright as shit.
Oh, no,
Can't get jump up. Yo, I'm seeing stars like a motherfucker.
Serious?
Hey, like such like it's trying in front of the camera.
What's it? Hey, I'm going to miss call. Oh, you go for the conference no more Wilkoppies. More Wilkoppies. I'm sure that we can profit in 30 minutes or something. Rafeta. Well, Luna little, the total no comment. Oh, so don't phone like you told that. Okay. Okay. Oh, papa, you are willing to let them know what's up. Papa. O fitile go ntlong ke bona no mo WhatsApp sharp nna ke 28 and it's something decent